In this video, I will be showing you Carlotta team rotations from basic to advanced. We'll be focusing on the Judge's Shorekeeper team first, and then I'll showcase F2P teammates such as Sanhua and Taoqi. Everything is time-stamped, so feel free to skip to the part that you're most interested in. First off, let's talk about the basic rotation. We start the challenge and start with the Shorekeeper. We keep auto-attacking and use a heavy attack whenever her forte bar is full. Dodge or parry the enemy's attack if you can. Use her resonance skill, Liberation, and Echo. Keep auto-attacking if your Concerto is still not full. Now we outro to Jojo. With Jojo switched in, we will do basic attacks with her first, until her forte bar is full. Then we use her combo of E, click auto-attack once, then press E for 3 times. Next, we use Jojo's Liberation, and now her Concerto is also full. Don't forget to use her Echo before switching to Carlotta. With Carlotta, we first use her skill twice to build up her forte, then we keep auto-attacking until her forte bar is full, similar to what we did with Jojo. Use her heavy attack, then followed by her Liberation. After the Liberation, we just hold down the normal attack button until the last hit of her Liberation animation. And before switching back to Shorekeeper, we use Carlotta's skills again and her Echo. We completed the basic rotation and we can repeat the same steps again. The basic rotation is very straightforward and the damage isn't bad, but there are some simple quick swaps that we can plug in to make the clear time faster. This intermediate rotation is what I personally use and what I would recommend most players. We start the challenge and immediately use Carlotta's skill twice. After the second skill is cast, we quick swap to Jojo and use her basic attacks. When you see Jojo's hand raising up with her brush, switch to Shorekeeper. Here we implement a simple trick to make Shorekeeper's Concerto faster. That is, farming dodge counters by attacking the boss right after a perfect dodge. We use her combo of skill, forte heavy attack, echo, and liberation, and now her outro will be ready. Upon switching to Jojo, her forte will be already full, and we can use her liberation and 3 E's combos to fill her outro. With Carlotta switched in, we do mostly similar things to the basic rotation. Use her skills, forte heavy attack, liberation, then keep clicking or holding down auto attack to finish her liberation. We use her skills again and switch back to Shorekeeper after casting her Echo skill. Basic attack with Shorekeeper until her forte is full and use her skill. Then we switch back to Jojo to do the same cancel trick again, and back to Shorekeeper. Use her forte heavy, liberation and echo, then outro to Jojo to continue the same rotation. This rotation is also very straightforward to play after you get experienced with the quick swap timings, such as after Jojo's third basic attack, and simple tricks like farming dodge counters on Shorekeeper. Now, if you want to step in the crazy world of min-maxing in Wuthering Waves combat, welcome to the advanced rotation. This rotation is very hard to play and it involves a good amount of quick swapping, tricks, and cancels. The first trick is to do E-E in the very beginning on Carlotta. This will cancel the animation of Carlotta skill 1 and make the switch to Jojo faster. We do the same 3 basic attacks cancel and switch to Shorekeeper. We farm for dodge counters, use our skill and auto attack to fill her forte. Don't use forte heavy attack yet. Next is the tricky part. We switch to Jojo and use her echo and then immediately switch to Carlotta to use her echo skill. You need to switch very fast here or Carlotta will be airborne and unable to cast her echo. Now we need to spam click to switch to Shorekeeper and hold down the attack button to make her do a plunge attack, and her forte heavy attack will be automatically released as well. Sneak in her echo skill and use her liberation. Her Concerto will be full and we can outro to Jojo to finish up the opener of this rotation. This opener is probably the hardest part of the advanced rotation, and a skill player should adjust this rotation based on the enemy. For example, the tower just reset and we have this Crownless boss who is annoying because it starts in the air far away from your characters. So here an advanced player would make some adjustments, like using Jojo's echo skill first, farm to dodge counters for Shorekeeper when the boss was doing its double slashes, then to Judge's 3 basic attacks. So we essentially changed order of Judge's actions in this rotation based on the enemy we're facing to still ensure fastest build-up speed. After the opener, we outro to Judge and use her liberation. We start her standard combo of E, auto attack, then do the Judge's skill cancel trick. This is an advanced skill and it should look like this when it's 100% successful. However, this is very difficult to do in the tower, and I have an alternative that is much easier to carry out while just being slightly slower. You will click E, and after she has teleported to her spot, use a dash and immediately click E to teleport again without doing her skill animation. Here we cancel with a jump and spam click her E to cancel her skill animation again, after which we can switch to Carlotta and begin her combos. Here, most things are the same as the intermediate rotation. We switch back to Shorekeeper after seeing Carlotta doing a backflip on her skill 2. Do 3 basic attacks while sneaking in her skill, and switch back to Judge to use her Echo. Quickly switch to Carlotta to use her Echo, and back to Shorekeeper to fill her Forte and use her Forte attack. We switch to Judge to use her 3 basic attacks, and back to Shorekeeper to use her Echo and Liberation. We can repeat the same steps from now on. Overall, I really would recommend the intermediate rotation because it is much easier to play than the advanced rotation, while still outputting good damage. Next, we're going to talk about the F2P rotations featuring Sanhua and Taoqi as Carlotta's teammates. Although Sanhua's outro cannot benefit Carlotta, she can still carry the Moonlit Glow stat to buff, and she has very fast Concerto build-up. This team is also easier to play than the Taoqi team, so if you have your Sanhua build, I'd recommend this one over the Taoqi team. We start with Carlotta's 2 E skills, and then switch to Sanhua to do her standard combo of skill, liberation, and forte heavy attack. We switch to Shorekeeper and use her combos to get her Concerto up. Here we outro to Carlotta instead of Sanhua and use her Echo, then quickly switch to Sanhua to use her skill and Echo. We outro to Carlotta to begin her standard combo of skills, forte heavy attack, and liberations. Outro to Shorekeeper, do some combos on her, and switch to Sanhua to do her standard combo. Then back to Shorekeeper and get her outro skill ready. Again, we outro to Carlotta, and the reasons why we do a double intro on her is, first, without Judge's energy refound passive, Carlotta might struggle with energy and double intro can give her more energy. And second, Sanhua's Concerto is too fast, so if we outro to Sanhua then to Carlotta, her skill might still be on cooldown. As long as you get used to the double intro on Carlotta, this team is very easy to play and outputs respectable damage to easily clear the second floor of Middle Tower with 3 waves of enemies. Last and not least, let's look at the Taoqi team. Taoqi is pretty much mandatory to have at least an R1 Discord, the Concerto generating weapon, because of how slow her Concerto is. I am using an R5 Discord, but I have calculated to make sure this same combo works for R1 Discord as well. We start with Carlotta's 2 E's as usual, and quickly switch to Taoqi. Click auto attack once, and switch to Shorekeeper. Taoqi will be performing some normal attacks off-field and get herself some concerto energy while taking little field time. But you have to make sure she hits the enemy. We auto-attack on Shorekeeper and fill her forte while sneaking in her skill. Farming dodge counters is highly recommended here. Switch to Taoqi to do another auto-attack and immediately switch to Carlotta to use her Echo. Switch back to Shorekeeper and she will use her plunge attack and forte attack if you hold down the attack button. Use her Echo and Liberation and we can outro to Taoqi. Thanks to the trick we did earlier, we already have a good amount of Concerto build-up. We auto-attack 3 times to use her timed counters, aka the 3 basic attacks she does after intro skill. As soon as the third hit hits, we use her Liberation, Skill, and Echo, and outro to Carlotta to start her standard combos until her Liberation ends. Now we just need to quick swap between Shorekeeper and Taoqi to make sure Taoqi does the off-field attack trick twice. Then it's just the same from now on. This team can also clear the hardest floor, but it's harder to pull off because Taoqi can really give you some problems with her Concerto. I hope this guide can help you, and let me know what other Carlotta teammates you would like me to cover in a future video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
请见证。